I think we're live. I'm back. I'm back. He's back. Oh man. Oh yeah. Had to take a break from the old stream. Like had a road trip to do. Apparently. Actually, it was ready to go. I had the title, everything to cook out. Had the lights on. Had the whole shebang going here. And then at the last, right, I was about to press the button, and then it was like, well, that's canceled. I have to go do a thing. We'll get to that here in a second. Like all live streams, that story is a spoiler. I love telling my spoilers. We'll do it anyways. We'll talk about on this leftover weekend. Is that what they call this weekend? Leftovers weekend? I think if I play my card, I'll be going to Leftovers Land for dinner tonight. I had to call him beg. But I also was not able to. I mean, I probably snuck over Friday, but I think having a gap in leftovers makes leftovers taste that much better. Just saying. So we got surprise snow, which is surprising. Looked outside, it's like, oh, some flurries. Weird. Didn't know that was happening. And then it's like, oh, yeah, that's starting to pile up. Didn't know that was going to happen. That's more. I don't know if the camera's going to catch the action. Perfection. And let that get going. Set that out of the way. Okay, here we are. Thanksgiving post-party celebration. See if I can get the try to get the live stream up on the old tablet, and it's not communicating with the rest of the internet correctly. Pancakes, coffee, and oranges. Yeah, that's today. All right, brought to you by HBO Max. My breakfast brought to you by HBO Max. It's on sale for $2.99 for 6 months. Oh my God, get 3 of them. You just give it away. That's the good deals. Let's launch this thing up to the kitchen TV here. 1 second. That way when all the chat comes in, I don't miss a single chat. Spinning Wheel of Doom, my favorite thing about a computer. Okay, go. Let's start with some orange slices. That sounds like a nice thing. Got the fireplace going. That was fun. Fell asleep last night before I brought more firewood in, so there was nothing to start the fire with this morning. So I was like, ugh, that's like the worst. Well, it's one of the worst ways. One of the worst ways to wake up in the morning, I'll tell you what, is to be in a situation where you're currently heating your house with your fireplace and then not have any firewood to heat your house with, and your house is in need of a fire running. It's just like, because you have to do it. You can't be like, well, let me wake up a second. Like, no, you're in like zombie mode. This is how I do it. Make a little boat, peel it back. I'm not gonna film myself doing that. Get a little citrus in you. Yummy. All right, we're gonna nibble away on those as we go. Tell some stories. Black Friday was the other day, kids. Did you go shove an old lady down to get a good deal? Did you do that? I miss those days. Just because that was like my favorite shit in the world. We're gonna tell Black Friday stories. And I tell these every year, I don't care. I'm old enough that I can tell my stories more than once now. So back in the day, kids, some of you don't remember this because you weren't conceived yet. Back in the day, they were like, we're going to do a deal where going to convince people they got to like wake up at the crack of dawn and stand in line outside the store so they can buy the shit they want to buy for cheap. But we're only going to give them so many of them, so it's going to be mayhem. And they were doing this. And in the beginning, it was just like the things that they sell every day of the year, they just took those things and they just slashed the prices dramatically. So if you were to wake up early enough and go there and shove elbows and you got one, you were like, yeah, I got a great fucking bargain. Right? Real deal. And that was amazing. Those were the good days. The good old days. And then after a few years of that, they kind of figured out we could take an item and specially manufacture for Black Friday and we could put lesser stuff into it. So like the one they got me on was a shop vac. So for a while, Black Friday shop vacs was like, oh, dude, get a shop vac on Black Friday. It's amazing. Well, so like Rigid, what they did, so I ended up getting a Rigid. It was a long time ago. They ended up like boxing up these shop vacs and then putting like little tiny hoses and little tools on there to get the price lowered down. So it was like a great bargain. Anyways. And then they just started making complete shit. They didn't give you anything good. It was all just garbage. Not all of it, but a lot of it was just garbage, like specially manufactured garbage. Like, I don't know, about 10 years ago. Yeah, at least 10 years ago, maybe more. I was getting ready to the internet was invented. I was like, all right, I'm looking on the internet because I want to see what I'm going to get. And like, I was going to go to Home Depot and get some tools. And like, Black Friday deals, 5 a.m. Place your order now. And I'm like, what? I could just order that? And they'll just ship it to me. I have to go shove an old lady and like punch an old man in the head. And like, that was the end of me, like waking up at 5 a.m. It just ended. It got wild though. Like there was like... So, it's so hard to remember, like, there used to be black and white TV. Sorry, let's go all the way back. There used to be candles and the Bible. And that's what you sat around at night and did. You read the Bible by candlelight. And then they came out with regular books, and they came out with light bulbs, then they came out with radio, and then they black and white TV, then they came out with color TV, those are all cathode ray tubes, and then they came out with widescreen cathode ray tubes, and then they came out with flats. So that's the history of what you do in the evening, right? History of that. And then they had like plasmas, and they had LEDs, and high-end 4K. Well, I guess they went 1080p first, because like at first they were just anyways. So like these TVs at one point were kind of like when they went to the flat screens, the LEDs, I guess it was 1080p first where it was starting. They were kind of expensive. I mean, don't get me wrong, a cathode ray tube widescreen 1080p TV when it was brand new was thousands of dollars. Don't get me wrong, and that shit was crazy. Ask me how I know. I bought one. Anyways, the big thing was TVs. Like you could get a really good TV, so like people would like freak out, and there was like, there was video at the time. It wasn't the good video like we have now. Like everything's video now. Like there's so many great things being videotaped. But people would videotape these people just going nuts, like just full brawling, fighting, people going to the hospital. It was like an event, Black Friday. What are we doing here? Just one cup? I kind of feel like going crazy on the pancakes and maybe having pancakes for later. Is that? I feel like doing that. I don't know why. More pancakes. Like I remember one year, there was a local thing near my house. It was called Shopco, and they were doing Black Friday, and they had a thing for a deep fat fryer. And I was like, ooh, there's something I don't need, but like, ooh, pretty good deal. I'm gonna get a deep fat fryer. And it was like the doorbuster deep fat fryer or pizza oven, and it was like a metal pizza oven. And I went there with a buddy. And the buddy got the pizza oven, and I got not the air, it wasn't an air fryer, it was a deep fat fryer. And I was like, yeah, I got one! And like I went home, I opened up my deep fat fryer, and like within like 13 seconds, I was like, that's going back. That is made of like hopes and dreams and like very little plastic and a little bit of metal. Like I don't want to put boiling oil in that. Like that's dangerous. So I took that shit back, and then I called my buddy and I warned him because it was like the same manufacturer. Like, dude, check that oven, make sure it's not a sketchy piece of shit. And he's like, no, dude, it's awesome. The thing's awesome. It's a doorbuster. I got a great deal. It's awesome. I was like, no, look at it. Like, make sure it's not sketchy because, Sketchy Incorporated that made my my fryer that I bought made your pizza oven. So like, look at it. Make sure it's not going to burn your house or something. And talking to this dude was like talking to like, go up in your yard if you have a dog, gather all the dog shit into a pile, then add like add like a bunch of dog, mash it into a bowl. That's the same conversation you're having. It was like talking to a bowl of mashed dog piss and shit. Just the dumbest dipshit. He kept that thing like his dog knew it was dangerous. Like every time he plugged that thing, his dog would leave the room. Like even the dog was like, dude, that thing's sketchy as shit. It was sketchy as shit. It didn't burn his house down, but like it was just like the craziest piece of sketchy garbage. Just like burn you if you touched it, and like I'm sure if you wiggle any moment, the wires would cross and light you on fire or whatever. Holy crap! I'm trying to think what some other great Black Friday stuff. One year, I mean, it's all been like a decade ago. It was all like the glory age of Black Friday was 15 years to like 20 years ago. Like one year it was like Sam's Club was doing. I still have them too. And like you got to realize stuff has changed, man. Prices have come down on stuff. The China manufacturing situation has made things that at one point we were extremely expensive, affordable. So I'll grab this thing. I'll show it to you. hold please. Well, I've replaced them since. So this style salt and pepper shaker, when these first came out, they were about $100. It's got an LED light, runs on batteries, you know, ceramic ground. That one's a Wolfgang Puck. I'm trying to remember if I've got an original. Maybe they were Wolfgang Puck branded. I take that back. That is them. They're Wolfgang Puck branded. Sold at Sam's Club. Door busters. They were like $10. And at the time, it was like hundreds of dollars worth of salt and pepper grinders. I mean, it was crazy. I bought 2 boxes of them. And I was like, oh, I'll buy one for me. I'll give one away. I got home. I was like, no, I'm keeping both of those. I'm not giving anybody that shit. I'll keep that for myself. One of them finally. I got pepper and 2 salts going right now. I'm sure if you want a finger activated salt and pepper grinder today, it would be affordably priced. I'm trying to think of that story of that. Like my whole family got into that for a little bit. So the story of the pepper grinders was I have an aunt and uncle who live in the South, they enjoy the finer things in life. We'll put it that way. And my mom and dad at one point, well, not at one point, when they were down visiting them, they were having dinner, and my uncle had somehow either was gifted or acquired or somehow I may be telling the story wrong. Somehow on his table at his house, he had a pepper grinder that was battery powered with a push button, and the pepper came out of it. And when my father saw that, he was like, that is the coolest thing he'd ever seen. He was like, I gotta have one of those. So through the miracle of, you know, consumer capitalism, let's see here, 2 cups. We need 1 1/3 cup water. My father was bestowed a pepper grinder that ran on batteries, that had had an incandescent light, if you can imagine that. That's how long ago this was. Had an incandescent light bulb to illuminate your peppering area, which was like, woo! And then the pepper wars began, essentially. 1 1/3 cups is right there. Sorry, I'm trying to read and talk. Because, I mean, I don't know how to, like, I'll give a little life advice to anyone who wants to hear it from me. No one wants to hear what I have to say normally. A lot of things in life are expensive and they're hard to attain. And when people, the difference between wealthy people and poor people, and it's like, oh, Ferraris and mansions. It's not just Ferraris and mansions. It's also the little things. And one of the little things that I know for a fact that wealthy people enjoy in their life that typically people who are not wealthy do not enjoy, but is still a thing they could, but they don't realize it, is salt and pepper. And I'm telling you the truth. And it's nothing against people of less means, but typically if you go to someone's house who's not living the good life, they're gonna have salt, they're gonna have pepper. It's gonna be salt in small form that comes out of a shaker, and the pepper's gonna be pre-ground. And that's fine. It's gonna taste like salt, it's gonna taste like pepper. But I'm telling you, if you get yourself a grinder and peppercorns and you grind fresh pepper and you get rocks and then you get a rock salt grinder, you're living the good life now. And that's not like, oh, I gotta take a loan out. I mean, it's a little more. Like that's one of those things where you can actually do the what's it like to be fancy and not have to like take a loan. Just saying. But you got to be a rabbit hole of salts. I mean, I've gone down it. Here's some salt. We got red salt, not Himalayan pink. This is Hawaiian red. That's black salt. That's Hawaiian black salt. Right? On both grinders, ceramic. These are not batteries, these are hand grinders. Hold please. Go down the salt rabbit hole. Oh, this is depressing. Standard white rock down to the bottom. Got to refill that thing, and then the Himalayan pink. So I'm rocking 4 salts at my house, as well as standard black pepper corns. And no, I don't drive a Ferrari, and I don't consider myself a wealthy person. I do know some people have nice cars and do pretty good for themselves. And yeah, so salt, there you go. You can just be like, life. And it's weird because like when I guarantee you, if you don't have a salt grinder and a pepper grinder, and you hear this, you're gonna be like, shut the fuck up, you're an idiot. And I'm telling you, that's that because like the deal with the rock salt is you can set your coarseness. The salt comes out, and then like you can get it like you can have big chunks of salt, and you can make fine. It's nice. Although I will say there is something for iodized salt. Definitely keep iodized salt in your diet. Like cook with iodized. Don't cook with rock salt. Don't cook with salt, hand ground salt. Use iodized salt because you need iodine in your diet. Public service announcement is complete. Time for another orange. Okay, where was I? Oh, I know. I was going to tell the story of why I didn't stream last week. Okay. Spoiler for the channel. As you know, if you watch the channel, I've been outfitting my new side-by-side with various accoutrements. And I made the decision that I'm going to do a spare tire. Just because it just seems like a good idea. It's like one of those things I hope I never needed to use it, right? I guess the thing for me was someone said a spare tire on a side-by-side is like carrying a hold on a second, here, this off. Carrying a tire on a side-by-side is like carrying a personal defense weapon. You hope you never have to use it, but if you need one, boy, you'll be happy you had it. So, me being of sound mind, I decided I would, in fact, carry a spare tire. So my quest for spare tire began. And when it comes to spare tires, several things have to happen. You have a mount to mount the spare tire. You have to have a rim for the spare tire to go on the mount. And you have to have a tire to go on the rim. Have I considered a full internet reboot? Is it a bad stream? What's going on right now? I saw chat come up, but nothing's going in my chat bubble here. Sorry, I missed it. Is the internet shitty? I mean, I've considered a full internet throw in the trash and start over. I've considered that. I mean, on my streaming pretty good. Let me turn the volume up here. Oop. Go. Hello. I got my stream going right there. Maybe it's, I mean, my clock's flashing in the stream. We'll give it a second here, see if we're streaming the stream right now. It is kind of glitchy there for a second, isn't it? I really don't know why that is. I'm sitting 4 feet from the router. I got the video for a little bit, and the video free. The audio is consistent. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Like I got my monitor up, and It's a little glitchy. I don't know what the hell. Oh, wait, I know why the volume's not working. I got it streamed to the TV. I'm sitting here like, why my volume doesn't work? No, I got a letter from my internet company. It's like, your router, no, your modem is outdated. You need a new modem. I'm like, yeah, I'll put it on the list. I probably should buy a new modem. The thing I'm struggling with is like, I kind of want to go to fiber optic. Because I really hate internet company, but my goddamn internet company is giving me such a good deal on the internet, I'm having a hard time not doing it. So I don't know what to do. I didn't want to buy a new modem for cable and switch to fiber optic and have to buy a new. So I just. The main thing that's. I'm in a new story now. I was going to do all that shit. My comms never worked when I gamed. Then all of a sudden I got comms when I'm gaming. So now. 100% all the time, no problems whatsoever. That was the only thing I was ever having problems with. Yeah, that is streaming like super garbagey, isn't it? Kind of. Well, sorry for the garbage stream. Back to the spare tire story. So I decided I'm doing a spare tire. So I gotta get a spare tire holder. I gotta get a spare tire rim. I gotta get a spare tire. So I did some digging around and through some random luck and some stupid conversations I had with people. I ended up picking up a full set of off tires, OEM tires, for the Honda Talon. That a dude that works at the dealership, he bought a Honda Talon similar to mine, the wider one. He took his off tires on. I bought those for like $50. I only need one tire, but it's like, Jesus Christ, that's crazy. So anyways, like, all right, tires check. Now it's rim time, and like, this is the order of operation I'm going with. Oh, dude's got cheap tires. I guess I could buy tires. I guess I could do. That's kind of how this worked. I mean, I've been thinking about it, but like, once you buy the tires, you're like, well, I'm committed. I'm getting tires. Like, okay, he's committed. Not gonna be committed, but is committed. Hammer going. Let's test this griddle, see if it's warming up. A little water. Oh yeah. We'll back that off a little bit for the first burn pancake. So it's like, all right, in my mind, a rim now, no big deal. Just got to get a rim, just got to do that. Just, you got to get out of bed in the morning, got to get a rim. It's not a hard thing to do, just something you have to do. So the search for the rim is like, okay, here we go. My mind's like, it's a spare tire. I don't really need a new. I don't need a brand new matching rim. I don't need that because those are like $250 a rim. I already got the tire, so I just need like the diameter and the offset. I could just use something, get like a steel rim, that'd be fine. It's gonna be up top. So I start shopping like steel rims, and like I find some for like $50 or whatever, and like read the reviews. The reviews are like, don't waste your $50. These things are garbage. It's like, okay, well I'm not gonna waste $50 if like I kind of believe. I know it's a terrible thing. I kind of believe people when they leave bad reviews because, like, in my opinion, a bad review is worth more than a good review because a good review is just someone excited about their purchase. But a bad review is a person who's so fucking mad about their purchase they took time out of their life after they're already mad about their purchase to write down in text form how mad they are about their purchase. And I leave reviews, and I'm thinking, man, this guy wrote this bad review. I'm going to listen to him. So I was like, I ain't doing that. There's some better ones. They're like more money. And it's like, oh, God. Just for a steel rim. So then I was like, well, I'll just use a used rim. Like, maybe I can find a Honda Talon rim. When they first came, they were in silver, then they were in black, and now they look the way they look now. So I was like, dude, maybe I can find a black used Honda Talon rim. It'd be up top. It'd be fine. So I started looking. There aren't any because on the Honda Talon, the back rims have a different offset than them. For reasons that only Honda knows. I mean, I kind of understand why they did it. It has to do with axle length and focal points and longevity and all that shit. But anyways, the front rims, you can run them on the rear, but you can't really put a rear one on the front because it kind of rubs. So, like, if you're doing a spare tire, you do a front rim offset or a front rim as a spare. So, like, the quest for a spare front rim was on. Like, I got to get a front rim. Okay, no problem. All that eBay has is rear rims. All that anybody has is like rear rim. I found some people's sets, but like I'm not gonna drive to California to get a set of rims. There was a dude that was selling a full set of silver rims on the other side of Iowa, and I'm like, maybe I can do a little bit better because like at this point I've been looking. Like I started looking pretty right away, and like months. I've been looking for months, and if you ever met me, when I start doing something, I just do that. So like I'm talking like every day, multiple searches every day, no days off. Just looking. Finally, one day, eBay, a rim shows up. It was a silver Honda Talon front rim. It had like one scratch in it. It looked like it was brand new, except for like, it looked like when they were like mounting the tire off, the tool slipped and scratched the rim. I was like, don't even care. It's fine. Everything's fine. It was $86. I was like, I don't care. I'm buying it. Order it. Order goes in. Card's charged. Later, I get an email says, sorry, I don't have the rim. I refunded your money. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Who takes a film, puts it on the internet, types the description, all that shit, send or whatever you do when you sell on eBay, and then the same day be like, sorry, I ain't got your rim. Sorry. I'm like, are you, like, I don't even understand. Like, my brain, like, it took me, like, to get over that one. I was just like, I don't understand what's happening. What? Did someone just troll me? Like, I just get trolled on a rim? Like, and then I was just furious at that point. So now I'm just mad, trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do. Oh, God. So, like, you got to figure out what tire holder you're going to do, because, like, there's all the different ways you can do it. You know, one of the coolest I saw was you do a bed enclosure, and then the bed enclosure has a swing gate on it, and then there's a spare tire on the back of the swing gate, and it puts the weight to the rear. The Honda Talons kind of benefit from. But I already bought the enclosure and the bumper, and like that thing's like $1,000. It's like, dude, it ain't happening. I'm not taking all that shit off and spending $1,000 to hold a fucking tire. Like, God, the world is nuts. So I'm looking and like I'm reading forum posts and shit, just trying to like, what is available? You know, like there's lots of people that make them, and there's lots of like Chinese ones. Oh God, what am I gonna do? And I talked to the dude. He's like, he told me he runs Super ATV, so I was looking at Super ATV's mount, and it looked okay. The only thing that I had a problem with is like it like really limited your rear view out the back, because it kind of got a bunch of. Hopefully, I got crumbs. I got syrup crumbs falling off that. So then, like, through a forum post, someone was like, "Hey, anybody know where I could buy a tire carrier that ain't gonna cost $1?" Because like the post, like my wife won't let me spend $1,000 to hold this. Like, what? Anybody guys? And there were some cool ones that people put up, but the one guy put one up by a company called Factory UTV. And the guy did a little write-up about it. He was like, I bought this one. I was a little leery because I didn't know if it'd hold the tire correctly. He lived in like the desert mountain area. And he's like, he said he'd been running it for a long time, never had any problems. He loves the thing. So I was like, well, I'll consider that. Started looking at it, doing more research on it. Kind of expensive, but I was like, I'll just wait. Maybe they'll go on sale, Black Friday and all that shit. So I thought I had an idea of which holder I wanted. But you know, a tire and a holder still is not a complete thing. You're not going to solve any problems with a tire and a holder. Like, that's never solve a problem. You're going to have a rim too. So I'm just searching, and then like on a Friday, I saw a dude had posted 2 rims with tires. Exact rims I have on my machine for sale, no rears, in the middle of fucking bumfuck nowhere, Iowa, on the other side. And he wanted $125. And I'm like, holy shit, that's nuts. Because those rims go for about $250 before tax each. And the tires go for a couple $100 each. But obviously new, so it's not going to be that much. But if you went and bought brand new, I'm like, my God, that's crazy. Because I was willing to pay $80 for a rim that had a scratch from like 2019, you know? I'm like, dude, I could probably buy those and get my money back on it. I'm like, holy shit. But it was Friday, and that particular weekend, I decided I was going to be busy working because of the weather. So, like, I couldn't do anything Saturday. And then, like, so I wake up Sunday morning, and Unfortunately, this fella, he'd posted his rims for sale on the Facebook Market, and I haven't been on Facebook since the last time I was on Facebook was election night when Trump was elected the first time. I never went back to Facebook after that shit. I didn't see the point. So that's been what, 8 years? Haven't even logged on. Didn't even know how to log on. But you can browse the Facebook Marketplace. Like you can browse it without logging in, and then eventually it like kicks you out, and makes you write your password in. So I was always browsing it. Like I used my mother's Facebook Marketplace to buy a thing for one time, holding on the ball beans. Anyways, so I was like, all right, I gotta get this thing going. I gotta figure this out. So like, dig through my shit, find my password, log in, like all this crazy shit, like from a million years. Like, oh yeah, I just want to buy a thing. Like, go to like message the dude and like. On to the next story of my life. My computer, which was purchased halfway through the year of our Lord 2012. Now, I know time flies when you're having fun, but we are a few years past 2012. In fact, we've gone more than a decade since 2012. We're in 2024, I believe, going into 5. So one of the amazing things that happens to a computer bought midway through 2012 is like at one point the manufacturer of the computer, which is the Apple Corporation, was kind of like, hey, if you own one of these old computers, sorry, your shit don't work anymore, so buy a new computer. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I've been limping that computer along for like, I don't know, I think they announced that like 3 years ago. But basically, when they came out with the M1 chip, which is, stories are turning into other stories. Apple used to be Apple, and then it turned into Intel, and now it's back to Apple. So the 2000 is an Intel. 2012 is an Intel. And they're like, we're not supporting Intel chips anymore. So, like, you can't update stuff. So, like, websites don't work anymore. You get a lot of spinning wheels of doom, and, like, a lot of, like, sometimes, like, if you're trying to shop someplace, the image won't render. You know, like I want to buy a bag of potato chips and have it delivered, but the bag of potato chips won't render what it is. Anyways, I click on this guy's thing and it generates an auto message, an auto, is this item still available? So I just like, well, that's easy. I just click on that. Message went through. And he messaged me back, yes, are you still interested? Which is an auto regen. That's like an auto response. I'm like, holy shit, this is happening. You know, I woke up at 6:30 on Sunday morning and sent that message. With the hopes that as soon as the guy woke up, he'd get his message and get back to me. And he did it like 8 o'clock, he got back to me. So from 8 to 9, I was going to stream at 9. I typed a message into it, but I got a spinning wheel of doom, and in the chat box on Facebook, when you type, it would pop in. You would be able to read what you typed. I got a spinning wheel of doom. So I'm like, I wonder if the message went through. I don't think it went through. So like after a half hour, I typed another message. Like, I wonder if it went through. And well, whatever. Half hour goes by. It's like 8:30 or whatever. 8:45. I don't know what time it is. I finally said, shit, this computer's not working. I'm going to have to use my tablet. So I get my tablet, log into my tablet. Fucking Facebook. Instantly get advertising for shit that I just bought. Because Facebook just mines all your shit. Because they're of evil corporate. Anyways. Send the message. And this time in the chat box, the message goes through. Selling shit. First guy sends a message. As soon as the second guy gets the message, he responds. And then, like, at that point, you're both like, hey, it's happening. I want to sell something. You kind of sit there and you talk back and forth. Well, it went, I sent a message. He responded. And then I waited like an hour. Because I couldn't get the goddamn message to go through. Then after an hour, I finally got my message to go through. By then, the guy's like, well, I guess this guy's not wanting to talk to me. He was doing something else. So then all his time's going by. I'm like, oh, what's happening? Like, is he going to make back? I gave my telephone number. I was like, dude, I can't do the message, so you got to call me. And out of nowhere, he calls me. Right? Dude, I was about to press go on the stream. And he calls me. And also, I was saying the story. Because you can look at other things that the same person has listed for sale. And this guy had a full 4-pack of rear tire sale. Rubber. Only the rubber. So I had deduced what he had done. He had bought a Honda Talon, and he decided to put rear rims on all four corners and run oversized tires. So he bought a set of rear rims, dismounted the rubber off the rear rims, took his front rims with tires off his machine, put the new rear rims that he bought, that he took the tires off, on the fronts, dismounted the rubber off his original rear rims, and then put brand new rubber on all four corners. I deduced this based on what he was in the marketplace. Which means he had front rims with tires that he didn't need and two sets of rear tires, or I mean, it was 4 tires total. He had no use of the world for, none at all. So I was like, well, that's probably why he's just getting rid of them. He don't want this shit. Oh man, sorry. So after chatting with him, he seemed like a regular person, you know, like I could deal with, because like he literally lived like what, about 3.5 hours away. I drove over 6 hours that day. Get a car, drive for like 3.5 hours, give a dude some money, get back in the car, drive back through. Yeah, I did that. It was terrible. And I believe, I mean, he says there's 900 miles on those tires. They don't really look like it. Because, like, I think all of his miles, because, like, I talked to him, so where do you guys ride? He's like, well, we got a trip plan. It doesn't sound like you've been yet. So it's like, oh. So you just been ripping around your cornfield, because, like, so where he lived in the state of Iowa, he lived, like, in the dead center at the top on Highway 9, where, like, all there is up there is, like, fields and, like, windmills. There's nothing else. So there's like, all right, I now own a set of takeoffs and 2 front tire rims with tires. I have 6 pieces of rubber in my garage right now, which I'm just like, what am I doing with all this rubber? Like, but I don't have a time machine. Like, if I could go back, I probably wouldn't have bought tires, because like what? I mean, I got a spare set of tires for the future, I guess, because like run that size of tire for the rest of my life. I mean, I kind of wanted to buy bigger tires at some point, but whatever. I mean, this was my plan. You ready? My plan was to rim, put one of them tires on the rim, then burn the rear tires off faster than my fronts burned off, and then put the rears on there, burn them off, then I guess have one nice extra tire when it was done. So I only have 1 extra tire. Well, now I have 6 or 5 extra tires. It's like, my plan is not going to plan. So there, rim set, tire set. Now I needed the holder. And I've been digging on that thing, looking for the deal, 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 looking for the deal. And then just the other day, I clicked on the thing, and all of a sudden the price dropped like $70 or some shit. Black Friday! And I was like, it's on! Like, there's a bunch of people selling this thing. One company who was doing free shipping, they got the cheap price, and they even had first customer 5% off. I threw that goddamn coupon on there. Got myself what I call a terrible deal, but you know, better than I was going to have to do. So spare tire holder has been acquired, rim acquired, tire acquired. I even acquired the 2 lug nuts, because the spare tire holder didn't come with lug nuts, which is wild, but that's just how they do it. It's a pretty sweet little setup, though, I'm not gonna lie. The company's pretty clever the way they do their shit. You have to order it. Are you running a stock front rim, or are you doing an aftermarket setup with tires and stuff? And if you do an aftermarket, they have you do specific measurements, and then they custom make the tire holder to fit the rim and tires you have. And they even have a thing, if you change it, you can contact them and like remake a thing for you. I mean, you still have to pay for it. So when it mounts up there, the rubber from the tire actually sits on the mount. Lug nuts compress the rubber into the mount to help stabilize it. And you can adjust it angle-wise, and yeah, that thing's pretty sick. And then I got it yesterday. And it had tabs on it that I was not aware I was getting, because they don't show the tabs in the photograph. 2 tabs, either hold, I can do light whips or I can do pods off the back. That shit is pretty awesome. So the Honda's reaching its final form pretty quick here. Well, that's the reason I didn't stream last week. See? It was an easy explanation. I drove all the way there. The guy showed up. tried to lowball him. He laughed at me. I said, well, you can't blame me for trying. Because, like, what am I going to do? I passed. I drove halfway across the state. No, thanks. I'm going to pass. Sorry. It's pretty wild, though. The rims are nearly out of the box, factory perfect. I did find one spot where there was like a rock kick up and put a little tiny, about the size of a, well, smaller. If you look at an angel hair end, it'd be smaller than that circle of an angel hair pasta. It's almost like just two little rough spots. And then one of them has like a paint missing on the backside from the tire removal. Or actually, I don't know, not tire, but maybe from the removal from the machine. It looks like when they took it off, they pulled it, came off the lugs, and it must have gone down to the brake, and the guy drug it. So it's got like a scratch on the paint. So that's pretty cool. I may have a spare rim for sale. Matching I think those rims came out in 2022 or 23 for sure, and 24s. They're expensive and fancy, so if anybody that's got one needs one, I might be able to let it go. Current asking price is $175. No, current asking price is $200, but I can discount down to $175 because I am a nice guy. What's next? Which cost of transportation costs have to be included in my math. I feel like I'm going to give all my stories away. Been trying for a week to get next day delivery on an item. That's been exciting. The item shall remain disclosed due to spoilers, but we'll just talk about it. It's been a week ago Friday, so 8 days ago, I ordered an item off of Amazon.com, and it's like, hey, we can deliver that shit in one day. And I'm like, whoa, I don't believe that, but be my guest. There is a fulfillment center like an hour and a half north of me. I was like, well, I guess if you say you can do it, you can do it. I'm not asking for one day, but you're telling me one day. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, nothing happened. I'm like, oh, didn't think it was. So on Sunday, when I got home, give me the old text message like, yo, your next day just seems to have not transpired. And I'm on the website, the item is still for sale. And as I'm chatting with them in chats, the item says, if ordered now, it will be here by Tuesday. So now it's 2-day delivery. Person on the phone's like, or on the text is like, yep, we'll get you. So in my naivete, I'm like, well, if it can be here by Tuesday, if you want, pretty good chance I'm going to get it on Tuesday. Okay, I'll wait till Tuesday. Tuesday comes, it hasn't even shipped yet. So I text him again. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Like, on Monday you told me Saturday. On Saturday or Sunday, I'm confused now. I don't know which. Over the weekend, the website said if I ordered it right now, it'd be here on Tuesday. You haven't shipped. Like, what's going on? Oh, we're real sorry. Have a promotional certificate or whatever. I think they told me that on the weekend. We're sorry. They gave me $5 off or something, or $10. I remember. I think what it was like they screwed something up the other day. They told me $5 and never did, and I was like, this is bullshit. Last time you screwed up, you told me to give me $5, you never did. Now you're screwing up. And they're like, we'll give you 10. I was like, fine. So on Tuesday, I talked to them again. I was like, where the hell's my thing? And it's like, I'm doing this on my lunch break. They're like, oh, we're real sorry. Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm like, yeah, no, it's fine. I appreciate your apology and the inconvenience that you think I'm suffering. But can you just get it going? Can you just take the item, put them in a box, put my address on it, put a stamp or whatever the fuck you do, and get it to me? Like, I don't need apologies. I just need the item. He's like, can you just send it to me? I just need the item. Just give me. And then chat, oh, well, let me see what I can do. Then chat disconnects and oh, new chat. So I had to go through the whole thing. I'm typing all this shit out. Nothing makes me rage trying to type a fucking story out. Oh, we're real sorry. We're real sorry. So I go through the whole thing with the second person. And I'm like, this is ridiculous, dude. The we're real sorry and all that. Can you just give me the item? Oh, let me check into it. And I get disconnected again. And then they're like, the third person comes on. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is a third person. Oh, I'm real sorry. I was like, here's the thing. Every time You tell me that you're sorry and you apologize. I want $10. So send me $10 more because you just apologized and said you're sorry. Because at some point, you stop apologizing and stop saying you're sorry. You're just going to get the package to me. So use your apologies and your sorries sparingly. Just get the goddamn job. God. So they sent me $20. And on Tuesday, it said if you Friday... Sorry. On Tuesday, the website, if you order on Tuesday, it'll be here. Guess what happened on Friday? No package. God, I'm furious. So I called him on Friday. I'm like, dude. Or I texted him, what is going on? And this is where I'm about to get super pissed because I kept getting messages like, hey, the thing hasn't gone out. We haven't charged you. Don't worry. Everything's fine. It's going to be great. Well, I checked my bill. They charged me, even though the email said we haven't charged you yet. We're not going to charge till it ships. They already charged me. I got the person off the thing. They're like, we're just going to send you one. And I'm like, you're going to send me one? No charge? They said, no charge. And I was like, fine. Actually will make me happy. The thing's supposed to be delivered today, but I'm pretty sure I'm still being charged. So, like, I got to figure out, am I getting my money back? The whole thing. The whole everything. Oop, the griddle's off. That's going to be a terrible pancake. I don't understand it. Like, how could... Yeah. They're like, well, we don't have it at the fulfillment center. Sorry, we can't send it. You have to get it from another fulfillment center. And I was like, I understand. Like, I get it. Like, you thought you had one nearby, you don't. Just send it from the place that you got it from. And however many days it takes to drive the truck to get here, that'll be great. Yeah, it's been a week. And it kind of like, are you ready for this? It looks like the item that they couldn't send from the fulfillment center near my house is where today's delivery's from. That's the thing that's just got my mind, like, inside out. Like, I don't understand it. Like, you couldn't do it for a week, and then all of a sudden now you can? I mean, I guess I'm grateful that you can get your shit sorted out. So we're doing yes we can, but, like, I don't know. I didn't ask for a $10 discount because I thought they were giving me the item for free for fucking up so bad. Now it looks like they're charging me full price for it. I'm kind of bumming out. I may have to make a phone call. Whatever. I still haven't got it yet, so I can't get too worked up till like it either does or doesn't show up. Because I've had that, like, out for delivery. Well, no, we can't deliver it because it's whatever day that it is. Like, oh, God. So ridiculous. Like the shipping stuff, man. Like, I had an item I've been waiting 2 months for come to my hometown on a Friday, past the time they could put it on the truck for UPS, and they wouldn't deliver it till Monday. It was sitting in my hometown. I've been waiting 2 months for this item. 2 months! 2 months and a day, actually. 2 full calendar months and a day for an item. And it sat in the warehouse in my hometown for 48 hours before I could deliver it. And I couldn't go get it. I couldn't make a phone call. I mean, I did make a phone call and scream fuck as many times as I ever yelled fuck life. I hope someone gets the enjoyment of listening to that phone call. But like, dude, you gotta come up with, like, I hate UPS. If I have an option to use UPS, I'd never use UPS because that's like, do they not understand how the world's going? Like, people are ordering shit now. Like, if you don't think you can manage to get your shit delivered on the weekend, have a fucking situation where a person can come pick it up. Like, that's insane. That's insane. That doesn't make sense. Like, you're worthless, UPS. What's the point of you? FedEx delivers shit on Sunday, dude. They deliver on Saturday. Like, FedEx knows what's up. They're in the business of delivering packages. UPS? I think UPS is in the business of, like, union contracts or some shit. I don't know what they're doing. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with UPS. It's just like, that's not the only time. I've had multiple problems with UPS over the years of just like, nah, we're not delivering today. Or, I guess, okay, now that I'm my favorite one ever in the history of my life, at one point in my life, about a decade ago, or more, I purchased a brand new car. One of the very first cars of this make and model in the United States of America. I was the first. The first. A pre-order. They built them in Japan. They put them on a boat. They floated them to the United States, to a port of entry. From the port of entry, they dispersed across the United States. My car had to go from port of entry to where I live. If you live closer, you got yours sooner. I was the first in the United States of America to get this car. I ordered parts to put on this car, which was the first in the United States of America. The parts came on Halloween. I had to sign for them. I took the day off. I sat at my house to sign for the parts to screw on my car, which was one of the first of its make and model in the United States of America. The whole goddamn North America. The only place that came out sooner was Australia. And I watched the UPS guy drive by my house. And he wrote in the thing, no one was home. I have never been so mad in my entire goddamn life. And I know what it was. The dude had to go in, and he had packages to deliver. So he's like, well, this guy ain't going to be home. I'm just going to say he wasn't home. Didn't leave a note. I was like, isn't it policy there should be a note stuck to the door? Oh, yeah. No, there's no note. I was like, I was here. I watched the guy drive. Like, you got to be shitting me. UPS. What can Brown do for you? Let you down. What Brown can do for you. In my inability to pay attention a couple weeks ago, I tried to return a package to a UPS drop point with the wrong label. I'm me and I don't read that close apparently. And I went to the UPS store and the guy literally lost his shit and screamed at me because I dared to ask, like, where can I drop this off because you're closed? I think he was having a little bit of a touchy-feely syndrome from the current legal situation, but whatever. We're fucking closed! Like, calm down. A little touchy, aren't you? Whatever. So that's fun. So I think what else is new? The municipalities around where I live decided it would be a great idea to just start pouring salt everywhere for no reason. So like, I don't have to wait till it's just for the street crews to destroy my car. They do it. They preemptively are destroying my car by pouring liquid brine everywhere. It's like, what are you doing? Oh well. I know this is what it is. Well, our allocation for salt brine for this year is this many dollars, and if we don't pour it all out in the street, we're not going to get as much allocated for salt brine next year. So we have to start dumping this shit. Otherwise, we're not going to get the budget salt brine. So we're just going to start putting it on the roads. It's 1.5 degrees out. Let's put salt brine everywhere because someone might lose control and crash. I was behind one of the trucks. He was doing it the other day. I'm like, my God. Rock salt's not enough. Now we have to have liquid salt. So it's like, it's in its final form of absolutely wrecking everything. At least rock salt, they could maybe get pushed off to the side and like go in the dirt and kill the dirt. Whatever. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say to anything anymore. I just like, the struggle's real. All right, so let's talk about this year's Black Friday. What did people do? I'm trying to, why don't I have chat? Like, I don't understand that. I saw that chat come up twice. I have no chat on my chat screen. What am I missing here? Why is YouTube not allowing me to look at chat? I mean, a chat bar, it's blank, and I saw two of them come across the monitor. Or the phone. I started talking about Black Friday earlier. Veered off into a different subject. I need to set this clock. It's bugging me. What time is it? Can I make sure? I just want to know what time it is. It's 9:59. Clock. 9:59. Clock. Perfect. Anyways. So, like, the Black Friday thing, kind of, you don't shove anybody anymore. Although there are still some deals to be had. My favorite recently, I've been doing for like 3 or 4 years now. The local farm store here. They do 20% off everything in the store that's not on sale. They put a bunch of stuff on sale, and then they do a bunch of stuff, and I mean a bunch, on rebate forms, where you get the money back in a store credit to shop for more store, which, you know, I know rebates suck, but like if you shop at a store anyway, it's not that big of a deal because you're going to just go there and give them their money back anyway, so. For me, it's like I get a bunch of free shit and I buy the stuff I'm going to buy anyway. Let me see if I can find one of these rebate things and show you all the shit they were doing and how they all go. Look at this. This is all the shit they were doing this year. See, 2-pack. It costs you $5. You get $5 back. Aloe infused cabin socks cost you $5. You get $5 back. Kodiak 42 inch costs you $150. You get $150 back. Salted nut rolls, 3 ounce. You get you got to buy 5 for $5. You get $5 back. I will tell you, I went all in on salted nut rolls. That's right. I got a stockpile of them things. Peanut butter, smokehouse, DeWalt knife sets, dog pillows, ride-on toys, wet vac, drill driver combos. So I guess technically that one's just $50 off because you're not going to get a drill combo for $50. So some of these are discounts, but most of them are like ammo guns, pet cages, roll box, hitch pins, knit beanies, lot socks. Oh, so all that good shit there. I didn't get all that. I went pliers. I went. What did I do? I went knife set. I went socks. I went salted nut rolls. And I got this one. Where is it? Someplace in here. I had grease for a grease gun. That was crazy. 10 tubes of grease for free. Free grease for a grease gun? Oh, count me in. I literally saw it because the grease gun's on sale too. I saw a dude buying the grease gun and I was like, yo, buddy. He's like, what's up? I was like, they're selling grease on rebate for free. He's like, what? I was like, he's like, where's that? I was like, right. He's like, are you kidding me? I was like, you got to pay for it today, but they'll give you your money back in the form of a rebate. Saw the guy like 5 minutes later. He's carrying a brand new grease gun and a case of grease with the biggest goddamn smile on his face. They had mechanics gloves on sale too. And I actually was interested. They said those things lasted about 4 minutes before they were all sold out. They were planning a line to buy those. Which kind of bums me out because I would have loved to buy the maximum amount of those as possible. But you can't. So then that was done. And then so like the other tradition I've started is stockpiling oil changes on Black Friday. Because there's a store on the other side of town, Farm and Garden store, that does crazy oil sales on Black Friday in conjunction with manufacturers' rebates. So last year I stockpiled up on some oil. The rebate thing kind of sucked because it literally took a long time for that rebate to come back, like to the point where I was like, I guess I got hosed on that one, but it finally showed up. So I go out there to like get my oils, and like there's always a limit. These oils I can buy. They're doing 5 quarts of oil. And they had like, I don't know, Valvoline's full synthetic, normally $30 a jug, on sale for $20 a jug, and then like a $7 rebate gets it down to like $1 a jug, which is pretty solid price for full synthetic. I mean, that's not bad. It's not like, whoa, that's the lowest in the history of mankind, but it's like, that ain't bad, like considering the world we live in now and the administration we live under and all that. It's just like, oh, that's probably pretty good. So I'm like, last year the rebate forms right there, and you kind of just grabbed one. You could read up on what the rules were and all this shit. And so I went to the desk. I was like, I want to know the limits because your ad says limits based on manufacturer's parameters of their whatever, blah 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 blah, whatever bullshit they had. And the girl behind the desk was kind of like, well, yeah, no, it's $5. And I was like, $5? That says $7. And this girl was like, just didn't have a clue what was going on. So I'm back and wandering around looking at shit, trying to figure it all out. So I'm like, I got to figure this out. There's more than one oil on sale. There's more than one deal and all this and that. Went back up to the customer service desk. Got another person who was a little bit more on the I'm in charge. And I was like, I just got to get the answers. Like, what's going on? Because I tried to go to the website. I can't figure it out. The website says $5. Your ad says $7. Am I missing something? She goes, yeah, no, there's a problem. I was like, what's the problem? She's like, something's not right. The website and what we've got isn't jiving, so we're just going to adjust that here in store. And I was like, what do you mean you're going to adjust it here in store? She's like, we're just going to adjust the price. And I was like, to what? Like, what are we adjusting? Like, what are we doing here? Are you giving me $2 off? So I mail it in, I get my full 7. She's like, no, we're gonna knock the 7 off now. You're gonna get the rebate price today. You don't have to deal with the rebate shit. And I was like, really, what's the limit? She goes, no limit. I go, oh my God. You're just gonna sell me the rebate priced 5 quarts of oil at rebate price, no limit. So like, I'm for a while. I think I bought 4 oil changes for all my vehicles, at least 4. Definitely got 4 for the truck, which is wild because it takes 7 quarts of goddamn oil to do a truck oil change. And then I bought, I think I just bought 4 jugs of the car oil. Figured it'd be fun. So that was cool. I'm set on oil. Got oil. I just got a place to put all this goddamn oil. The whole back of my car was full of oil. But 13 divided by 5. Can anyone do the math on that? What's on 13 divided by 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's less than $3 a quart. That's pretty good. That's a value, kids, right there. That's a value. I've had people ask me in YouTube, like, how do you pull the shit off that you pull? I'll explain to you how I pull the shit off that I pull. I like that. That's how I pull off the shit that I pull. When it's cheap and you know it ain't gonna expire, you buy a goddamn lot of it because it ain't gonna be that cheap next time. That's how I do it. Anyways, so I left that store happy. And then just because I don't know why, I don't know what I'm. My father had mentioned something about how he wants to buy a ladder because all his ladders are someplace else, and all he has is like some rickety ass old shitty wooden ladder, which in my mind doesn't make any sense, but it's just my mind. So he's like, "Oh, they got a ladder on sale," and I was like, "Oh yeah, you probably could use a ladder." Like, and then for some reason, because like I'm who I am, I can't have someone say something like that to me and not look into it. Like, I always just look into it, like, oh, ladder, huh? What's up with that? So I started doing this little ladder look. I'm ladder looking, and they had like 6-foot just standard ladders for sale for like, I don't know, whatever dollars, good deal. But these like the real ladders, like the pro ladders, the orange ones. I don't know if you know anything about ladders. Basically, the way it works in life is if the ladder is made of fiberglass and it's not orange, it's not that great of a ladder. I mean, it'll get you up there, don't get me wrong, but like, if you want a ladder to last and be well built and not be a piece of shit, it needs to be orange. Orange is the international heavy-duty rating for ladders. 300-pound ladder. If it's yellow or blue, good luck. I mean, trust me, I've got some yellow and blue ladders, but I was raised on yellow and blue ladders, and when I had to start buying my own ladders, I'm like, I'm getting good ladders because nothing's worth your ass ladder. So I ended up going to Home Depot, looking at their ladders. Goddamn $100 off a ladder or some shit. I'm like, oh my God, I'm buying a fucking ladder. I'll probably have to let him borrow it. I'm not gonna go paint on this ladder. I don't want paint on my ladder. Whatever. That's about all I did. As far as going out and shoving old ladies. I did go to a couple other stores to look at some stuff. Look at some stuff. Decisions. Walk away. Decision made. Whatever. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Alright. I feel like it has come and gone. As I regale the world with my amazing, apparently glitchy goddamn internet stories of black gone past. Yep, it's beanie weather. Stop looking at my cabinets, you weirdos. Okay. Anyways. Yeah. I don't know what to think. I don't know why maybe I need to do a software update or something. I don't know. I've noticed recently, just in like last week, I can't type chat into a live stream. It's like not available. I must have to do something. I don't know what's up. It can't be that iPad could not be true on the internet, but it's not working on the internet. I'm just starting to get a little bit agitated with this technology shit. Just it's going to be a little too much. Like, what was it the other day? I watch YouTube on my television. That's like, it's built in. Okay, it's built in. No big deal. Works fine. Actually, that's not true at all. In Apple TV, I just realized that. It's the Apple TV I'm using. So I'm using the YouTube app on Apple TV. And the way it usually works, you turn it on. It's like, do you want to sign in? You want to watch kids shit? You want to do... Oh, I always just do guest because I'm going to sign into my TV. Like, get the fuck out of here. And then the way I scroll what I want to watch is on the search bar. If you type it in the search bar, it keeps it in queue how you typed it. And then you just scroll back and forth, search last, and then it's there. Well, like in the last week now, like I can get like Spinny Wheel of Doom and like the search bar, I can't scroll back and forth. Like I have to wait. And it's like, and then you can scroll once, it'll make the sound, and then all of a sudden the animation will show up. It's like, what changed? It's just YouTube. Like what are we doing here, folks? They changed some shit. I don't know. I could go to someone's YouTube channel, go down to their videos, hit play, and it would just play all their videos. And now it's like, it plays one video, and then it goes to something else, to some shit that I don't want to watch, like some psyop government paid bullshit that I don't want to be participating in. Like, you know, you want to watch like a little bit of a political analysis, and you go to your guy, whoever your guy is. Next thing you know, you're getting their guy. They're shoving your guy or their guy at you. It's like, I mean, I was born on a day of the week, but I wasn't born yesterday. It's like, I'm not watching that shit. Like some guy who doesn't blink, who just stares at the screen. I'm a Yale professor, and I'm the one you should be listening to. I blink because I'm a sociopath. Like, I'm not even making that shit up. It's like, dude, who is this dude? I'm not watching this shit. God almighty. Like, if you don't blink, you're not normal. I blink. Trust me. I'm blinking. I'm normal. Like, it's just unreal. Oh, well. All right. Well, sorry for missing last week. I had road trips to take, apparently. Good times. Listened to a lot of book and tape. Anyhow, all right. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you got something to eat. Good luck with everybody with everything. I'm out. Peace. Where's the thing? Stay safe.